Hi, I'm Amina. Welcome to my channel. My wish for Somali. First of all, I want to talk about where we came from. And I know a lot of us don't want to accept the fact that we did not come from Islam and we did not come from Allah. We came from Horus. Huru, Horus, from Punt land, who created Egypt. Artifacts have been found in Somalia, several, showing that we gave them their language, their food, their God, medicine, cosmetics, education, all came from us. Somewhere along the line, it was distorted. I think it was distorted when the Nubians overthrew Horus's dynasty, and they controlled Egypt for 100 years. And during that time, we embraced Islam. Now, I know you're looking, this is a wig. This is not my hair. I never show my hair. And I wanted to say, those who have something to say about it, you're probably the same people who pray to Allah 6 times a day and then get up and go kill or hate on another Somali. So my wish is for all the tribes to come together, sit down, talk about what your differences are. What do you need? You know, because we have such a rich land. We are a great people if we can just harness our power. Because we are from the God of the underworld. The God that Horus, Huru, made the Nubians bow down to. That's where we're from. And I'm going to tell you what he rules. And when I finish telling you what he rules, you will see the similarities. He rules death, rebirth, mass destruction, transformation, wealth, fame, power. Yeah. And each and every one of us has a power. He rules sexuality. That's the bright side. The dark side. He rules terrorists, the gangster, the powerful mob boss, rape, kidnapping. That's the dark side. Plutocracy, 1% of the wealthy. He rules that. But power and regeneration and change is what he's most noted for. So when he wants you to change, he doesn't negotiate. You change, or you die, or you suffer, or you're left behind. That's Pluto. He's known as Pluto now. The Greeks called him Hades. We called him Osiris, which Osiris was actually Horus's father, like Isis was his mother. And when they declared themselves gods, the people rebelled. But I'm looking at what he did wrong, what he did right. He still had that power surging through him. And he was wrong for taking the land from the Nubians. Bayer had the same kind of power, that Plutonian power. I could do great things, and then I can do horrible things, like destroy everything in my path. And I know it sounds weird, but look at the coincidence. Look at how Somalia has been destroyed, and we're rebuilding. We're actually crawling back to life, you know? And we keep killing each other, and we have to stop killing. And the God of the underworld loves dead bodies. Oh, just give me bodies, give me bodies. I need bodies. Mass destruction. Just destroy everything. And then we'll build it from the ground up. He's also one that exposes, you know, what's underneath, he brings to the surface. What's done in the dark comes to light. So you can't hide. And each and every one of us has that. We are gifted with beauty. We're the most beautiful people. Oh my God. We're so beautiful. We're the most righteous people. But the flip side of that is wicked. The flip side of beauty is ugly. You know? We can be so good, and then we can be so bad. We can build and progress, and then we can destroy and tear down. We have that power. Every Somalian has a power that's within them to do good or to do bad. And when we do bad, we really do bad. And when we do good, we really do good. Our land is so rich and blessed. We're not poor. We're not suffering. We're suffering because we did that to ourselves, and someone or a group of us wants to see another group suffer or another tribe suffer. No Somalian should be suffering. No Somalian should be without food, shelter, education, medicine. If there's drought on one side, there's always food and water on the other. I don't care what tribe or what you look like or what rags you're wearing now or what clothes you're wearing or what headdress you're wearing. We're all Somalis, right? Why can't we accept each other? This is our own kind. And I looked at the land. I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. We have no reason, there's no excuse for us to be in the situation that we're in. And I know, okay, we pray 6 times a day. We worship Allah. We've embraced Allah. But the God of the underworld has never left us. Because what we have done to our young girls, female mutilation, that's sexual. That's the God of the underworld. Sex organs, he rules that too. A Muslim, a Saudi Arabian, an Arab would have never done to their own kind. Even with the Arab slave trade, they enslaved other people. They didn't do it to their own kind. Look at Saudi Arabia, the stability that it has. It's for the past 60 years. I remember when I was a little girl, And I was born in 1953. Hey, I got the Somali genes. Forever young, right? I used to go to the mosque in New York. Saudi Arabians would come. I would see newspapers. They would have their newspapers. You know, Saudi Arabia is the same as it was when I was a little girl as it is now. It's stable. Why is not Somali? You pray 6 times a day just like they do. Our land is richer than theirs because we have oil, we have vegetation, we have camels, we have goats, we have wealth. They only have sand and oil. Yet, they live and behave in a way that's progressive. And I've heard some Somalians say on YouTube, oh, so-and-so is not better than me. Oh, they think they're better than me. What is this better than me? You know, if I was in Saudi Arabia and I walked around, of course I would have my head covered up because I would have my head covered up in probably silk threaded with gold. And I had a Maserati or a Lamborghini, and no one's going to tell a Saudi Arabian, oh my God, you got that gold car. You think you better than so-and-so, so I'm going to kill you. You know, that's sick. And from what I'm seeing, it takes 10 hours to get from one Somali town to another. So you're going to get in your car and drive 10 hours to go kill somebody that you think, that they think that they're better than you. That is sick. I mean, you live far enough that you don't ever have to see anyone that you have a disagreement with. And I mean, now, Bayer has killed so many people in the Civil War, has killed so many people. Somali is like empty. I mean, you know, I see all that land. But a lot of Somalis want to come back home. They're scattered all over the world. And they should be allowed to come back home. And no Somali should go broke or be hungry or be without a home. Even if they're nomads and they like living in the desert, we need to give them a RV where they can drive from one place to the other, you know, or fold up, 10 houses. You can fold it and open it back up and set up a house wherever they want. But still, they have a shelter. You know, if they need food, they can come and get food. If the drought is, they can come and get water. No well should be poisoned. And that's the only way that we're going to be blessed, is when we know who we are, where we come from, and the power that we harness. We have to control it. We have to control our energy. And each and every one of us is responsible for the energy that we bring into the room. We are people that cannot be dominated and we cannot be controlled. So, let's all the tribes get together, have a meeting, and find out what each one needs. And maybe you can learn something. Sometimes you're so busy hating you can't learn from the person that you're hating, you know? So that's my wish. That's my wish. Because you don't act like you're from Allah. Because if you went to Saudi Arabia and you killed a Saudi Arabian, your head would be chopped off on Friday in the square for everyone to see. You stole something from a Saudi Arabian, your fingers or arms would be chopped off. You know what I mean? you committed adultery or you did something offensive, like kill. You can't kill. And we have to stop killing. That's the only answer. I should be free to walk around and enjoy our wealth, live long and prosperous. We should be free. We want to, I was on YouTube and a young lady, she was from another part of Somalia, and she wanted to visit another town, and a guy on there told her, don't come to my house, don't come to my town. And she was like, I go where I want to go. I mean, that is unacceptable. Somalis should be able to travel all over Somalia. It's your birthright. That is yours. And no one, especially another Somali, should keep you from that. Should keep you from having a wonderful life. And no child should be sexually mutilated in the name of, oh, she can't get married. Oh, yeah, you can get married. Oh, yeah, I don't know where that myth came from, who started it, but it's not Islam. And it should be against the law. And those who do that should be punished. Life imprisonment. Yeah, those women, you should have life in prison for doing that. Because you can't say the girl is not going to get married. How does the man know that it was done to her? Unless you tell him. So how does he know? He's not in the room. He's not looking between her legs. So how does he know? And even if he was, the child has rights too. Her body is just important as anyone else's. She's a human being. And you're not God, or we're not gods, to say that we need to cut someone for no reason. Well, Saudi Arabia, if you steal, they chop your hand off. That's a reason. If you kill, they chop your head off. But just to do it for some man to marry you, I think it's out of a horror movie. Our greatest horror writers couldn't write a story that horrible. So that should be stopped. And I think once we stop killing, stop mutilating, have respect for one another, not kill, as I said, steal, rob, what's the other one? You say drink, right? Drugs, commit adultery, fornication, you want to throw that in. Stop people, they date to get married. Oh, boy. But I don't think a man should marry a woman for sex. I mean, that's a part of it, but you should marry somebody that loves you and that you're going to be happy with and that understands you and you understand them, because you're going to have to live with them. Either separate lives or together, however that works out. But that's my wish for Somali. We're great people. And so Horus, like I said, he was wrong for making the Nubians, for taking their land, first of all. He was wrong for doing that. Which is similar to Hassan. He was our great warrior. He kept the invaders away. He kept us from becoming slaves. But he killed a lot of Somalians, who were on the British side. And I felt that he should have quarantined them, because when he died, there were many Somalis that rejoiced. And I don't think we should rejoice in another Somali's death or misfortune. And the same with Bayer, when he killed all those Somalis and he attacked Ethiopia. Same thing. The god of the underworld. I don't think he should have done that. I think he should have invited them back to Somalia. And I understand we want all Somalis to come together as one, as we were before the British and the French and the Italians cut us up and divided our land. I think he should have invited them back. Come back if you want to. This is always your home. If you want to stay where you are, stay. But I think if he would have been a little bit more diplomatic about it with an open invitation, they would have came. But you cannot demand someone or everyone to live under one code, dominate, control. And that's not our people. We can't be, because the God of the underworld is in us, and we have to transform. We have to change. And let's do it for the better. We cannot stay stagnant. Okay? So no matter how you keep us corralled and keep us in this, in Islam is very restricted. And that's why I say every now and then that inner soul is going to bust out. And in anger, in wanting to kill. And so we have to find another way of expressing that power, not letting it control us, but we control it. Like, I have to check myself, So I get too powerful, so I gotta check myself. I gotta, do what's right. Because the thing about the God of the underworld, he gives you great power to do what's right. A lot of humans can't handle it. They can handle it to a certain extent. But when you feel yourself, if you're strong and you feel yourself, this power is getting to me now, I can't handle it, and you need to take a step back and realize you have to always be aware. You can't be like, oh, I got all this power, I'm feeling really powerful. And you feel the power. You feel it surging through your body. You feel it. And you're like, oh my God. Then you let your ego get, oh my God, I'm on top of the world. I'm invincible. I can do anything I want to do and nothing's going to happen to me. That's the downfall. Because when he turns, or that power turns on you, no one can save you. No one. When it turns on you. So you have to use it for good and for the greater good. Also fear. When a Plutonian person gets afraid, we start attacking and destroying. I'm scared. You can't have fear with that. with that power. You can never fear. You have to say, I know it's with me. It's always going to be with me. I'm going to make this work for my greater good. And if I do things for the greater good for me, it's going to affect everything around me. But you get to the point where you may feel threatened. Oh, that person is more powerful than me, or that person is getting more attention than me, and I'm scared, I'm losing my power. That's an illusion. You only lose it when you give in to that, and you get scared and you strike out negatively. That's when it's the beginning of the end. Once you get fear, that's the end of you. Because if you are, it's best to just go in a cave or somewhere dark and just hide out. Don't do anything. Don't act out. Don't assume, oh, I'm afraid they're going to attack, so I'm going to attack them first. You know, it's best to just hide like a scorpion. Go in a dark cave or under a rock and just hide until that feeling or energy passes. Then to attack and to destroy everything in your path. You know, people are going to change. And they're going to change when it's time for them to change. You can't change someone. It has to come from within. And you have to go within and see the darkness and control that darkness. And that's our job in this lifetime. But I suggest, and I'll be giving up more suggestions on how to expend that energy in my next episode of my Wish for Somali. So until then, check yourself. And when you think someone is, or you feel insecure and say, oh, they think that I'm better than them, that they're better than me, be glad for them. You know? Oh my God, I'm so happy that they got a new car, or they bought a new house, or, you know, their family left them. So it's ours. You know, it's ours. If we can't enjoy our wealth and be happy for our Somali brother and sister to do well in our own land, then what's wrong? We're not going to be, we're never ever going to find happiness within ourselves, or peace. Or peace and stability. Because like I said, no Somalian should starve, should be without shelter, education, medicine, protection. Yeah. We have to protect. We need protection from each other until we get into a mode where we can walk around and feel safe in our own country, knowing that there's a penalty when you kill a Somali for nothing. There's a penalty when you rob and you steal and you maim a Somali for nothing, or you stab a Somali for nothing over some, you know, BS. I mean, what you're saying is our lives does not matter. A Somali life doesn't matter. Just cut their throat or stab them. And I've been hearing things about Somalis in London stabbing each other, and they're sending their kids back home because they're afraid of being in London because of being stabbed by another Somali. That is sick, because England is going to send them back to Somalia. So what are they going to do when they come back home? They're going to behave the same way, get into an argument, get angry, and stab another Somali in the homeland? It's not good at all. And that energy has to be expressed in a positive way. So leave a comment, subscribe. I got some exciting things that I'll be talking about in the future. Live long and prosper. And God bless you all.